All right, Gabe Norwood, former George Mason Patriot, now playing over in the Philippines. Gabe, thanks for taking the time to Skype with me right now. Give me a little bit of background on where you're at. I know you're Rise or Shine, Elasto Painters. Is that correct?
Rain or shine.
Rain or Shine.
Yeah, it's close enough. It's actually playing for a paint company out here. Going on my second season in the PBA. My first year out of college, I had to play. Since I have Filipino blood, my mom's half Filipino.
Mm-hmm.
I had to do a year in their basically their amateur league, but they still get paid. So I don't know how it's an amateur league, but
Right.
I did a year of that. That's the PBL, and then I was drafted last year in the PBA. So on my second year in the PBA right now.
Okay, nice. And are there any other Americans? Usually with the European teams, you're allowed two Americans. So do you count towards that American citizenship, or do you have the Filipino citizenship right now?
Actually, right now I got Philippine citizenship right after I was done playing in Mason. I joined the national team, the Philippine national team, and kind of went from there. But it's kind of interesting here, different than other countries. They have two
Mm-hmm.
seasons in the year. So the first season goes from about October to February,
Okay.
and you have to have some type of Philippine citizenship.
Mm-hmm.
There's no imports or anything like that out here, and each team is allowed up to five, basically dual citizens.
Wow.
In my case, Phil American, and then there's like a couple of Phil Australians in the league and
Cool.
Phil Smiths and stuff like that. So the import conference doesn't start up, or the import season doesn't start up until like late February.
Okay. And you touched a little bit on playing for the national team, and it
Right.
seems almost like you found success right away coming out of Mason. You were the number one pick in the draft, rookie of the year that year. Was the adjustment difficult for you? It doesn't seem like it was.
Well, it was fun. I think Mason was a great experience for me, but I was far from a star on that team.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of felt myself get caught up in my role and just being that guy that does little things, and
Mm-hmm.
being able to come out here, I was able to expand my game and have a lot of confidence in doing it. So I guess I kind of ran with it. I
Great.
hope that I'm in a big head or anything.
I know you're the least person who would do that, but it seems like you're spending almost the entire year over there.
Right.
So what was the toughest part initially about moving over there? Was it just missing your family? Because I know you're extremely close, all of your brothers and sisters, and your mom and your dad.
Yeah, that was definitely the hardest part. A lot of the guys that come out here from the States still have family out here, and
Hmm.
all my Filipino family is now in the States, at least the ones that I know.
Right.
So it was definitely tough being out here, but I was able to get myself in a good situation, meet good people, and kind of go from there. There's a big community out here of guys and females from the States that kind of just make our own little family, so it's good.
Cool. Well, let me just say as a side note, it is not a surprise that you've made a ton of friends in a different country. I'm not surprised at all. But
Right.
I talked with Josh Childress a little bit about this, him playing in the EuroLeague. But how different is the style of play over there? You know, everybody's always comparing style of play overseas with that of America. How different is it for you?
It's a lot different, especially being in an Asian country. There's the height difference is a lot different.
Right.
You don't have any 7 footers running around in this league or anything like that. I
Mm-hmm.
think each team, I know the tallest guy on our team is about 6'9", 6'10", and then that's probably the norm for most of the teams. And it's almost like playing in the CAA all over again.
Right.
But the guards are even smaller. I'm at times playing the four, and I'm far from a
Wow.
post
Yeah.
player.
Yeah.
So it's different, but it's a challenge at the same time. Guys are usually quicker than me and smaller, so it works me on the defensive end, but I'm
Mm-hmm.
able to kind of expand my game on the offensive end, posting up and stuff like that.
Okay. And I don't think I would be doing my job if I didn't ask about Brandon Jennings. And do you think this is going to become a trend now with players skipping that final year of college and going overseas? And or do you think that was just a one-time thing?
I mean, there's special cases for everyone. Brandon Jennings is not your normal basketball player, just like LeBron isn't your normal player coming out of high school.
Right.
But there's definitely going to be people who try to exploit it and have their own reasons for doing it. like I love college, so
Yeah.
it's hard for me to say like someone shouldn't go, but at the same time, my game wasn't where Brandon Jennings' game was
Right.
out of high school. So to each his own, and I'm sure he had a good experience overseas because there's nothing like it.
Yeah. Do you think do you think that it's unfair to have that 1 year age limit or age rule where they have to spend a year in college or, somewhere else honing their game until they're
Uh,
19?
I think so, only because being the 1 year in college thing is it's kind of pointless. The guys who leave after their freshman year, because if you think about it, if you're trying to make them get an education,
Right.
after your first semester, you could fail every class and be
Yeah.
on board, and you can still play the next semester. And then after that, if you fail every class, you're going to the league anyway. So,
Yeah.
if they're going to do anything, it should be more than a year, but they might as well just put it back to what it was.
Exactly. So, not to sound stalkerish on this note, but I saw on your Facebook pictures it looked like you did a lot of work after the tsunami in the
Yeah.
Philippines. So can you talk a little bit about that and just how devastating? I don't think people in America can really grasp, how poor of a country most of Asia is. My mom's from Thailand. I spent some time over there a few years ago, and it's just totally different. So to see a natural disaster like that affect those people, what was it like for you to see that, and really what made you want to help out?
Well, the easy thing that made me want to help is I almost got caught in it. We ended up
Really?
having practice that morning, and everybody knew it was supposed to rain pretty bad. I have trouble since I don't speak the language all that well. I don't really watch the news too much out here.
Right.
But we just happened to be coming back from practice. Myself and a teammate share a car, and waters were starting to rise, and we took a couple chances trying to
Wow.
push through some flood spots. But basically, got back to my place in time, and then next thing you know, I'm just looking out the window, and it's pouring like I've never seen before. Turned on the news, and where I live, I don't live in like Manila. In a way, it's kind of like New York City, how they have the boroughs.
Right.
So I'm in Manila, but I'm not in Old Town in the old city.
Sure.
So right where a lot of the footage is, if you look on CNN, where the storm hit, is honestly about 15 minutes down the road from where I am.
Wow.
So it was just an eye opening. Especially, it was the very next day we went down there to help. We brought clothes and food and everything like that. But in a third world country, it's kind of sad where
Yeah.
we showed up before any government people showed up.
Wow. Are you serious?
Rescue boats or anything. They said they honestly were in tears because they're like, "Why'd you guys show up so early?"
Oh.
We were the first people. It was myself, about 4 or 5 teammates. I've been able to meet some TV personalities and stuff like that, commentators. So we showed up and did what we could, and the relief effort is far from over. We're still doing stuff through our league, through the PBA and stuff like that. So it's a blessing to be here and be in a situation where I can help people